Welcome to Caribbean Millennials.
Welcome to another episode of the Caribbean Millennials podcast. I want to say this is 106. It may not be 106. I don't know, but it's a special edition. We have a very special guest today. Do you want to introduce yourself, or should I introduce you? What you want
Guys,
to do?
talk. Cinco.
I'll let you
Cinco de Mayo
handle the
edition.
intro. Yeah,
Yes,
man.
Cinco de Mayo edition. All the tacos.
Nah. Yeah, we have a special guest with us, Jean-Luc Auger, our friend, long-time listener, best friend from school, partner in crime. You know, we've been
Definitely
through
that last
stuff.
one. Definitely
Yeah.
that last one. Criminals to the bone. I hope the FBI are listening to this recording.
I think the statute of limitation has ran out on some of the stuff we've done, so we might be able to talk about it.
There we
I
go.
don't know. I'll need to check a lawyer, but yeah. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
It's just us. No Anushka. No. This might get crazy. I hope. How was everyone's week so far?
Oh man, hectic as hell. It was a week to remember. Work, trying to balance that, trying to move up in the world. It's pretty much what it is.
This is us adulting now, Did you
I
think
know.
you would be like that? Like younger you think if you went back and said, yo, you're going to be adulting hardcore, you'll have a child,
Hell no.
you'll be married, you'll be no career or
Yo, I can 100% tell you that Form 5 SMC me very much thought he was going to be like an Olympic coach, getting it on with swimmers at Olympics and kind of thing. Like that's where I was, bro. That's where I was.
You're about to go to the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I would have had a Super Bowl every year in my college year, like in my college years, like literally. That's what I thought I was going to be doing. Who knew? Took a
I feel
sideways
you on that
turn.
one. I feel you on that one. I mean, if I went back and I asked the younger me, I'd probably say, yeah, I'm going to be a tennis professional, some random.
Oh yeah,
bullshit
for
like
sure.
that. I am a cybersecurity engineer.
Yeah, I know, right?
I thought I was going to be challenging Bolt.
There you go.
Yeah, and that didn't happen. That dream
Nope.
ended quickly.
I don't know. The funniest thing about all of this is that I kind of want to go and see some of the teachers who probably thought I wouldn't amount to anything, just to be like, "Ha, suck it."
Oh, I have
This kid is
actually.
my life.
I definitely have. I won't name. I won't name any names just in case their kids listen to this, because we definitely went to school with a couple of the the kids of teachers that I encountered that gave me those kind of situations. Nah, man,
Shit.
I will never forget. What was it? Standard 2 or 3 at Carmen Rene. Literally called me out in an assembly, and this teacher says I am the smartest dumb kid she's ever met in her life.
God damn.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
rough.
Nah, I got picked on for like 3 weeks after that. Stupid,
Damn.
just like I was just literally called stupid smart. Like it's almost like people forgot my name, dog. And I'm like, well, I guess stupid smart still worked out in the end. So
Yeah, I was he's so smart, but he's not applying himself.
mhm.
He's just being lazy type. That apparently that's what
Yeah,
Turns out shit just wasn't challenging, man. Like that shit didn't interest me.
no, and that's a problem that I actually faced even in my college years. Like it- I'm pretty sure 99% of us did not study more than a day or two before any finals
Exam,
during our college life.
bro.
And at the end of the day, it's like I just need to do the power cram and I'll pass because I know all of this stuff anyway. It's not challenging during the course of the year. So I need to create a challenge to excel. That's how it was.
Um,
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah, I agree. I really, like you say, like in undergrad, I probably, did like a day or two before the exam. It's only when I got to like grad school, like I
Hmm.
actually like focused and
Yeah.
actually like, applied myself like everyone said I could and studied and whatnot. But I mean, when you're young, you don't know any better.
No,
You're
you
out here
definitely
trying to
don't.
have fun, and everybody just want to tell you, "Oh, study, get a good job," like, blah, blah, blah. And in your mind, it's like, "Yo, you see all the fun shit they have to do out here, and you
Hell
telling me
yeah.
about going steady right now? Like, what?" So yeah, Danny, how was your week?
I would like to. I would like to
God,
think this is as hell week.
God damn,
Yeah,
it's
for
that bad.
teachers. Yeah, because there's mock exams for Form Fives. There's
Oh,
SBA is
CXEs.
due
Ooh.
for SBA is due for Form Fives for CXE as well.
Mm,
And on top of that, I have to save the school's crippling IT infrastructure every single day.
there
Like
you
I'm
go.
Dumbledore
Yeah.
at Hogwarts,
You wave that
saving the
magic
school from a
wand.
basilisk.
100% though.
Wave
100%.
that fucking magic wand, my
And I
G.
don't even have the elder wand. I'm just waving a random
Oh.
ass broomstick.
Some
God,
some old
damn.
oak stick that have
Yeah,
termites in it, all kind of thing.
that's not even oak, my dog. Plum tree. Not
Oh,
even not even the red plum, yellow
oh,
plum.
oh
Oh, hey, hey.
no. Oh
Why
my
you hating on the
goodness.
yellow plum like that, dog?
Nah,
Like,
yellow plum's good dog, but you can't climb a yellow plum tree like you can climb a
I
red
know
plum
that.
tree. Eh? That's death waiting to happen.
There's nothing to climb to begin with.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
you're absolutely right.
That's straight up in the
Mm-hmm.
air.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so they're trying to get you to walk on water for them. That's what I heard.
Yeah, basically. And
Partner
I'm not
to walk
about to
on
do this
water.
after putting in my 2 weeks notice.
There you go.
God damn.
So get it done now.
Yep. So we just walking that tightrope to be a good employee but not be disrespectful.
It's tough. I ain't lying to tell you, I battle that a lot at work too. It's like what I want to tell you versus what I'm going to tell you. Whew. I need a
Yeah.
drink when I get home.
Ah,
Don't make me flip this table and be
E-
like, yeah,
e-
I have a new job anyway. I don't need this shit.
exactly.
yeah. I feel
Yeah,
you on
so
that one. But
just
yo,
laying low and doing well, doing what I can do. But the week, other than that, week not bad, man. People have it worse, all
It's
things
very
considered.
true.
Yeah, fully
yo.
vaccinated as of Monday. So
Hey,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Get the full superpowers running.
oh yeah. I want to go to a breakfast fete with just vaccinated people.
oh, there you
God.
go. That'd be a fun time.
Oh
Push the
yeah,
Come,
limits one
come,
time.
come with your test results though. I don't know. I take a rapid test too
yeah,
because
yeah,
them
exactly,
asymptomatic situations don't need to bring that back home.
Nah,
yeah,
dog. You say come with your
exactly.
test results, bro. I saw an article last week. I think
Hmm.
they arrested somebody for faking a COVID vaccine
Oh my
result.
god, dog. Why?
Like they had
Wow.
a fake card type thing.
Oh
Dog.
my god.
That's the world we're in now. So yo, to our listeners, if anybody wants a fake COVID vaccine card, I can hook you up. Okay.
better than that 21-year-old ID, bro.
Right? I
Yep.
have you.
That is the new 21-year-old ID.
Oh my god. The world we
uh,
live in.
bro, yeah, it's crazy. It's yeah. So Adani, where we going today? I want you to, lead the
So we,
way.
we were gonna go deep with it, but it's been such a heavy year so far,
Mm-hmm.
week.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go a little
Our
light. We're gonna go a little lighter.
lighter note, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
since we have an all guys cast, right, today, we're going to talk about things that bring us joy.
Oh.
Right. So we're
Okay.
gonna
Sure we
talk
can talk
about
about that on a podcast?
hey. Some of the things.
Some
Some
of
of
the
the things.
things.
Not
Some of
all.
the
Not
things.
all. Not all.
Wait,
Not
Auntie,
all.
you're afraid a woman just mythically bust in and say, nah, no fun here. So I'm having
Yeah.
fun.
I
Nah,
think they might get jealous.
I'm more worried about the aftermath of this being heard, by certain
Oh.
individuals. Nah, man, we going no holds barred today. I'm up for anything.
So we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
talk about boys, our toys, and adult ploys. Meaning, why can't we have our toys? Because we have to adult.
Yeah.
Yo, adulting is a real. First of all, I like. If I could sue, I would sue. Because whoever sold us on adulting, they lied.
Yeah. Remember when we were all young and you were like, why can't wait to be an adult so my parents can tell me what to do? Yeah.
I
Take me back.
revert, yeah, complete 180 on that statement, dog. I'll stay at SMC for the rest of my life.
What? Oh, I remember just having nothing to do. Like your meals are taken care of. You have
Yeah,
no
bro.
bills,
No
right? You have a
laundry.
console in the home. You have a computer. That playing a little game here and there. And
Mm-hmm.
all you have to do once in a while is wash the dishes,
Mm-hmm.
clean
Take
the
out that
garage.
trash. Put up
Yeah.
the
That's when
Christmas
life was
tree once
simple,
a
dog.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you have to do all those things. Plus you have to work every day.
And you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
That's
It
the kicker.
okay, yeah, you hit it there. You have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. You have to pay, and you still have your own little stresses now that come from all of them things you have to do now.
Yep.
Because now you dealing with like you at work, you trying to like move up, career, make a little more
Mhm.
money to support
Mhm.
you if you're alone, to support you and your significant other if you have one, whether
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend, fiance, wife, whichever, or even more when you have a child now. Because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like when you have a child, that is when like dog, like you thought you were doing like regular math. Turns out like this is like quantum physics you working now there.
Oh
This shit
yeah.
just got way more complex.
Oh yeah, for sure, dog. As a
Yeah.
man fresh in that box, I feel like I am trying to lead the SpaceX operation to get to Mars right now, dog. That's how I feel. Trying to figure out these numbers and make them work somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. Try and make the math.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. And then it's like because I know Adani, I know where you going with this. I know what you're saying there. That like you like your life. No, you're laughing me because I was sitting there, and I was thinking about it. Like my life was all simple, and I was in school, and then I got out of school, and then I had to start working, and then that's when shit just went like mad complex. Because like for me, I
Mm-hmm.
remember when I first left undergrad, I
Mm-hmm.
spent like months searching for a job, dog. Like to a point, like I feel I even got a little depressed, and then like so
Damn.
now I have on top of the fact that I can't find a job. Now I am a bit like in my feelings about it, and then now that shit kind of impacted my relationship with Anushka. So then like I have like mad issues at home, and it's like dog, like who tell me like adulting was going to be easy? Because in your mind you thought like you just go graduate and get that job one time, right?
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, 100%.
Definitely that. It's
Yeah.
Not
amazing
at
how,
all.
as men, our mindset is so tied to how well we're doing in life.
Yeah.
Like, like when things are going well, like, boy, you're the one to round up fish meals at the bar, man.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, yeah, boy, drinks on me.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. I mean, I thought coming out of undergrad, like my undergrad was a sport management degree. I was like, yeah, dog, I'm in Tampa. There are like 4 different sports teams here. They even have some like lower league soccer
You
teams. Like,
must work for one.
I must get a job somewhere. Yo, and I got like my internship in my last semester at like the head office for a soccer league. Their main thing was youth, but they were kind of trying to break into being the second tier for MLS in the US. And they are now, which is actually a pretty good achievement. They've succeeded at that. But yeah, I went through my internship. It was a little paid internship, so it was good. At the end, I was like, I'm definitely gonna get a job here. They had openings, and nope, didn't work out.
Didn't work
And I,
out.
I had like no plan after that. I was like, damn, I put all my eggs in that basket. Now what to do? And yeah, moved to Miami.
Wait, that when you see you put your eggs in that one basket and it don't work out at that point in time,
Yeah.
like that should just be a bit devastating. And
Oh yeah,
I
soul
say that
crushing.
at that point in time because like now that I'm older, I know better. And like, boy, you have backups for backups for backups.
Oh, for sure.
Like that shit ain't happening again type thing. So Yeah, but Adani, you said that thing there about like, yeah, you know, at that point in time, life simpler, you're talking about, yeah, boy, drinks on me at the bar, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then in my
Yeah.
mind, I thinking like, yo, why the fuck I was telling people drinks on me when I in undergrad? I have no fucking job.
Yo.
Like, what was
Bro-
I thinking?
Bruh, the little money you make from like your little 20-hour or
Yeah.
From
10-hour.
on-campus job.
Yeah.
And you out here telling people, like, what?
The little 300 you get at the end of the week, they're like, yeah,
Mhm.
let me impress this girl.
Maybe maybe you got lucky and your parents send you a little something. Oh, look, for your birthday we'll send you 5 C notes. That just burning at the bar.
Yeah.
Immediately, that
Oh.
one.
Straight up in the club that buy about 16 shots, boy. You can't remember nothing from the night, but
One
yeah,
night.
boy. You were the
One
man
night
for that
in.
night.
One night
Oi.
in. And not even like
Yeah.
a good night, like you go out
Nah.
on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just,
Jaluk. Imagine we were doing that before we were in school. When we were
Yes.
working paint shop. The paint
That's
shop
true,
there,
dog.
eh?
Oh my god.
And Gasa Delirious was the
Was it.
the boy.
Yo.
Oh, as soon as we reached Delirious, 8 o'clock. Yeah,
Shots.
so Jaeger bombs,
Yeah.
tequila
One
shots.
time. One time.
What was wrong with we were we
Remember
really
Jaeger
have
bombs
grown,
was on
guys.
special last summer, and we used to start every night with like two sets.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was
Guys.
rounds. It wasn't even one.
Listen, we really have grown because I guarantee you're not going in a bar and buying no Jaeger bombs there.
Hell
right
no,
now.
bro. Yo, literally, if it's not in my rum cupboard at home, dog, like I'm not drinking it when I
I
go
know.
out anyway. So why would I pay for it if I don't have it in my own house, dog? But I'll never forget, like y'all thought the Thursday night so bad back home when we were doing it. Me and Donnell one summer went out on a Tuesday night, dog, just the two of us on a
I remember
Tuesday
that.
night.
I remember you
was-
telling me about that.
I was like, dog, why are we out? And literally, it was just we had nothing else to do. It was a summer night in Saint Lucia. We went to. That's when Kiwi's had just opened, boy, and their Long Island iced teas were
Long.
ridiculously long, dog. Oh my goodness,
long.
long. Nah, they were definitely long, bro.
I remember that.
Oh
Because
my
it was
God.
mangoes before, then it was under
Yeah.
construction.
Yeah.
And then the place looked real fancy, boy.
I felt like the fact that the pace of the night was so slow, we actually drank faster. Like I put down 3 of those things and I was done. I was like, yo, it's like I don't even know what time it is, but we need to go home. Like that was it. It was. But those nights, man, those are nights you'll never forget. Right? When all of
big
us were
facts.
together doing that, it was
I
good times.
remember when Wednesdays was dry, just before like June before Carnival,
Mm-hmm.
and every Wednesday we were at a different man house with a grill, chairman's,
bro.
barbecue sauce, and endless random pieces of meat.
Random Vienna sausages to bacon strips to chicken nuggets. Yo, we went crazy. Chicken
chops.
necks, everything.
Yo,
Whatever your mother had in the fridge that sat there for too long that she wasn't gonna cook,
you take that and you cook that.
that
That's
came to the
really
grill
when
out.
life was simple, let me say.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
definitely.
That's when all your summer job money was going to just fit and rum and drink and party.
So let
Literally.
me ask you something. Like when you think like the switch flip for you, like you went from that person to a more responsible individual, I guess. If you want to say we're responsible.
Damn. I don't. Okay. It's not a hard switch. I feel like that is like a dimmer switch, dog. It has a slide.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you
It
still
definitely
want to
does.
Yeah.
It's like you still want to do some of them things, but like for me, in the back of my head, is like, yeah, just don't go too hard, though, because you have responsibilities and thing. You can't, you can't.
I think it
potentially
really
die.
depends on the I think for me it really depends on the setting.
Mm-hmm.
If it is Carnival or Christmas and the gang is together, it's a different story. I'm way less responsible
100%.
versus if I'm overseas or it's like a normal part of the year and there's work and everything else, like I'm super responsible. I don't go out often. I don't drink often. I do spend a
You hold
lot,
by a
watching the
reasonable
bank
time.
accounts. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel you, dog.
When Christmas hit, I mean, the last Christmas you all were there. My word.
Hmm.
How many nights in a row were we just out doing nothing, pigeon
It,
voice?
yo, I don't think, to be honest with you, dog, I don't think I slept that much the last Christmas, like we were all together. Like that, what was it, 2018 then? Or 2019 Christmas? Like
2019, yeah.
that was, boy, yeah, man. That was a good Christmas vibe.
Yeah, yeah. So when we're together, the responsibility kind of, I feel like we spread the responsibility of one person across all the bodies, so it's a
Right.
lot less.
Our responsibilities combined.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, we are captain. Fuck it up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Collectively, we sober enough to drive home.
Yeah,
I
all
think
You know,
that,
together.
all
that makes
together.
sense, you know.
Yeah, yeah. You watch the left side, you watch the right side. I'll hold the steering wheel. You make sure I don't shift badly. Yeah, but
It adds
collectively,
up.
we good. We
Yeah,
good.
we get where we have to go. Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Oh my God, I will net yo. I swear, every time I think about a summer that was just out of control, Adani, I remember that wet fit. I remember that wet fit.
That's the
That
same
was
thing I went to.
That was out of control. Yo, Vernon, to show you how bad it was, dog. I know you've heard this story, but I know
I
the
wasn't
people
there and I knew
listening.
how bad it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yo, me, Danny, Sean, and Jordan, like my little brother. I mean, at that point, how old was he? Maybe
I think,
14, 15.
yeah, yeah, about
15, I
that. Probably
think. Yeah, about
15.
there. Yeah,
And
about
and
Yeah,
15.
and I just want people to understand he was the only one capable,
yeah.
not sober, not
Capable.
capable of
Yeah.
operating a motor vehicle
It
to
was the
take
only
any
option
of
we
us
had.
home. Only option, bro. And my goodness, we didn't even make it home. We made the man take us into Rodney Bay. We got out the car, fellas were whining on the hood.
I want you all to
Oh my
know. I
god.
want you all to know the place they left. Like they could have walked from there to get home, eh?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So they passed home to go Rodney Bay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just have to
Mhm.
put that little fact out there.
Oh
Like they
yeah.
didn't need to drive; they could just walk up a hill and boom, we home.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
literally could have left the vehicle in Salmon's Park.
Yeah,
A
they could have left
hundred
the
percent,
vehicle where it
hundred
was.
percent. But no, we
But
we decided to collectively combine our sobriety, and it was averaged out enough that we thought Jordan
Big
driving
brain
was a good
plays.
idea.
the funny part now is we live in there
Hmm.
drunk as skunks.
Hmm.
When we turn onto the highway, a man blast.
Yeah. Oh
We
my
even look
goodness,
at that and say, boy,
I forgot
let we
that.
go home, you know.
Oh my
Hour.
goodness,
Boy, let me go in the bay.
yo.
No, 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 no.
But you know
What?
why? Because he had blast going town, so it was
Yeah.
like salop.
That was
Yeah,
a
let's go up
sign.
north, dog.
We have to go up north.
Yeah, because fellas were saying they were hungry, probably go market or something. Nah, boy, mid blasting to go in town. We say, ah, dog, we're going up north. Let's go.
I think what killed me about all of that is I'm not there, but people messaging me, giving me the play by play.
Yo,
And they see y'all here, they see y'all there, and it's Jordan driving, and Jean-Luc hanging out the window,
oh
and he's,
yeah,
and I'm like, okay, it's like I almost there. Like
oh yeah, 100%. Dog, if we had the phones, yo, that's one thing I am actually thankful for. If we had
boy,
the phones we have now back then,
oh,
I feel like I would have been in pastor school or something at this point because my parents would have been like, bro, what are you doing?
I
You need
right there with
Jesus.
you, eh? I right there with you, eh? If
Nah,
we
that
had the
was that was
oh,
that was epic. That just set up the rest of the carnival. Everything after that
Oh,
was
oh
just
yeah, man. That summer cascaded in the right direction after that.
so hear that.
yeah.
Let me ask you all that.
Mhm.
Y'all think y'all can do a summer like that at your age there now? Like, y'all think y'all can do that again?
Boy,
And Daddy say, woo,
boy.
it
Woo!
gonna be tough on the body.
Nah,
Boy,
but
tough one. Boy, you have to train for that.
oh yeah, 100 like I would have to commit to running a Spartan race like in May to just make sure I can last this summer if we're doing a summer like that. Like that's the Iron Man. In fact, I need the 40K. Iron Man to prepare myself for a summer like that again, boy. What?
Yeah, boy.
Yo, I just did biz with like I hadn't seen my coworkers, like Twitter guys that I'm real close at work. Shout out to Doc and Jeb. The man I would never listen to this. I might have to send him the link to listen to it. But
That's fine.
but
Two new listeners.
oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, dog. I went out with them the week before that exam I had this week. I went out not this weekend, the weekend before, and we just did biz, like 4 or 5 beers, and then we're playing the big block Jenga for shots. I'm like, oh
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus Christ, like why, dog? Yo, like 3 rounds in, I lost once. I took a shot. Yo, that was the hardest thing I had taken in like a while. Cause
Say,
I'm home. I'm not doing anything. I'm not drinking.
right?
I had to compose myself, bro, to get home. I was like, you know what, dog? You're gonna sit in this for like an hour, like half an hour. You have a bottle of water. Check that. Like, make sure you're good. I 100% contemplated calling Jeb up because he lived there like really close. I was like, bro, I'm just gonna come crash by you, dog. Like, don't don't even So now definitely the liver needs to be retrained. I think that's even more important than the physicality of someone like that would
It's
take.
just the your how much you can hold
Oh
in
yeah,
terms of alcohol.
the
Yeah,
tolerance
Yeah,
has to be
the
really
tolerance.
improved.
Yeah,
very much so. Very much so. But even now, like there's so many more events on the calendar.
Oh
Like when
yeah,
we were going hard, they were like one event per day. Now they have like 5, 6 events on
yep.
certain days. Like so, we really have to train and get a. I would get an Airbnb up north because that
Oh,
driving
hundred
down the
percent.
coast thing not not working
that
out.
ain't working for you.
Hundred
Yeah,
percent,
yeah,
dog. I
yeah.
totally agree with that. It would definitely have to be a vibe where we're not destroying our own homes when we come home.
Yeah, exactly,
Destroy
That's
somebody else hood.
exactly.
100%. Like we already put the deposit down for the damages, dog. Let them take it.
So, Missy, so pandemic hit, right? Corona
Yeah.
hit. You're stuck at home. I mean, before you were stuck indoors. I mean, I sure we all had our little hobbies and things, and we did for like stress relief and whatnot. How did like the pandemic affect you on that level in terms of just relaxation, stress relief? Because I mean, before you were driving to work and whatnot. Now work at home with you.
Hmm.
So talk to me. How y'all adjusted?
Danny, you want to take that one first, or?
um, I think playing game really helped, especially in the beginning, because I was one of those unashamedly. I was like, I said by May, June, July, we out. August, we out and
We
back
in the
for my
streets.
birthday. Yeah, that go past in no time.
Hundred
That's
percent.
that the powers that be on the planet Earth not going to let that disrupt things for more than a couple months.
Exactly.
Fast forward a year.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Whoa. So we really have to live with this and not enjoy ourselves. Like going to work and paying your bills has not stopped, but you're
No.
not supposed to go out and enjoy yourself. It's like,
Missy, that's the
damn.
thing that get me. Going to work and paying your bills that didn't stop her. If
But
anything, but they
but I mean,
expect you to be at work even more now.
oh yeah. I mean, it's tough for the people who just lost their jobs because like that's one thing we saw hard in South Florida. I mean, South Beach, Miami is literally it's hotel upon restaurant upon hotel upon restaurant upon nightclub. So, I mean, a lot of people lost their jobs, and so a lot of people were on unemployment. But the rest of us that had jobs that were crucial or secured, yeah,
Mhm.
it never stopped. And
Yeah.
and I tell you one thing, boys, like I genuinely underestimated what going to the office, commuting to home, the time you have in between there and then arriving home, that separation was something that was lost for me. And 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 then I had a pregnant wife when the pandemic hit, you know, like I basically had a 24/7 job at that point because Um,
So
she
there
had
was
a
no
different
break for you.
yeah, no, and she had a little difficulties during the pregnancy. So there was even added physical exertion on my part to like help her out on a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, and there were times when I was finished with work, like I'd supposed to clock off at 5:30, and she's literally like, "Why are you still at your desk?" And I'm like, "I'm at work. I'm looking at the clock. It's 7 o'clock." And you're like,
Bro, that's what I was
"What
about to ask you.
in
Did
the
you find yourself
hell?"
losing time in
A
that?
hundred percent,
Because
a
it
hundred
happened
percent.
to me. There be
Yeah.
times you like I roll out of bed and I go and I start working at like 7.
Mhm.
And in my mind, like 4 o'clock, I go, I go clock off and
Mhm.
whatnot. And then I see in like 6 hitting and I'm just passing, you still at work? You still at and
Mhm.
I'm
Yep.
like, what are you talking about? I said, like, I have things to do. And I look at the time, I'm like, oh shit, dog. Like I've been here for almost 12 hours. Like I would take lunch and go right back to my computer, eat
Yo,
lunch at my computer while I doing stuff.
exactly. I wouldn't even stop for lunch, bro. Like that was one of the things that was killing me. I literally worked like I was doing when the pandemic hit, I was doing 4 days a week, 10 hours. I was literally working the 10 hours. I wasn't taking my lunch break to cut out like nothing.
Yeah.
And just sitting on the chair, like there were days I would stand up and my legs were like just cramped up. My knees were killing me. Like,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. No, it was a difficult realization to be like, you need to start to figure out to separate work from home when you're working from home. And it's a difficult thing to balance. And
Yep.
then I feel like work wise, everybody just almost expected to find you all day, every day. It's like
Bro.
work almost had an increased expectation of capacity of work. And I'm like, I'm not gonna put out any more than I was when I was driving to and from work because technically I'm supposed to be still doing the same hours. But uh, even trying to reinforce that practice was lost because you just find
See,
yourself sitting there working till 2 hours after you clock out.
So then let me ask you something. So then were you able to find that balance that you're talking about?
Um, Most days nowadays, yeah. I mean, I sat down with my supervisor and I was like, listen, I am not in a good headspace in terms of work. At this point, I had a newborn when I had that conversation with him. I had
Yeah.
just come back off of leave after she was born, which I really should have taken more of. That's a whole other conversation. Like I got a lot of leave and I only used
We
like
go
two,
get
three
into that
weeks.
one, dog.
Yeah,
Why so why you only decided to use 3 weeks though?
because of the job. You know, it's crazy because
Like you felt like you had to be there.
yeah. And that's the crazy thing about it. Like I know the structure of my job. And just a little backstory for people who don't know. I work with the federal government. I'm in the Treasury Department, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. Go look that up. Longest name of an agency I've ever heard in my life. But basically I regulate federal banks, right? And so there are 30 other people in my office that can literally do the exact job I do. I mean, the only thing that varies is levels of experience, you know? So, whereas, you might get somebody to go in a little in depth or somebody just does the base minimum, like somewhere in between there, somebody be able to fill the role.
Yeah.
But I was at the point like I had just come off of two major assignments. Like I'm talking 9 weeks long for each assignment back to back.
Okay.
Damn.
And I was essentially the second in charge for one and then I was like the third in charge for the other. And this is when Crystal is literally eight that's the 8, 9, 7, 8, 9 months
Hmm.
time frame there. Like she's ready to go. In
Yeah.
fact I didn't finish the second one because she went into labor. And I was just wired to the point of work, because I got a kid coming. I need to be able to secure this job. And I felt
Yeah.
like I took too much leave. I'd come back, not know what I'm doing, or,
Or you
I'd
come
lose
back
the
and they
job.
replace you.
Yeah, exactly. And that is completely not the case with this job. Like, Literally, the only way, well, I shouldn't say the only way, but the quickest way for me to get fired from this job
Do bubble.
would be, yeah, 100%. Try to manipulate some kind of fraud in one of the banks I'm working in, steal or lie. So like we get reimbursed for travel and stuff. If I lied on a reimbursement sheet, I would get fired, even if it's 10 cents. Um, Fighting, don't you go fighting with nobody. Like if you fight with somebody in the agency or a banker, you're fired. Like those are the three things. I know people are probably saying, "What about if like you're drunk or high?" No, I could literally shoot coke up in the. I don't do it by the way, but I could literally sit in the office
Disclaimer.
and
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
100%. The disclaimer has to come up for legal
For legal
purposes.
purposes, it's
I'm
a
not a drug
hypothetical.
addict.
Yes,
Exactly. I'll do an
yes.
edible once in a while, but
We
that's
do
about
not
it.
condone, yeah, the use of, yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, but I mean, this is proven stuff though. Like people had addictions. Like you could literally be high as a kite at work. You would get reported. You would admit that you were high as a kite at work, and then
Proceed to
state
therapy.
that you are seeking therapy or
Wow.
or rehabilitation, and you would not get fired. Literally, like
Wow.
and I mean I understood that line because addiction is a problem, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole other conversation that we you probably have on one of the full cast podcasts. But yeah, no, they you're working in financial institutions, so lying about money and stuff is a more
Yeah,
of a
that's a
no
big
no for
no-no.
them,
Yeah.
yeah, than doing drugs. So yeah, dog. And I knew that's not how it worked. But at the end of the day, I just felt the pressure of having to listen. You have a kid now. You need to provide. So you need to go to work. You need to try and get this promotion. You need to do this. You need to do that. And there was one point where right before Arya was born, like I just broke down, bro. Like I
Real.
went, oh yeah, like complete blubbering and I literally went to Publix to pick up like milk or something.
But so you were
Just
crying in a public parking lot, dog?
yo in a Publix parking lot, low point of my 2020. That was definitely the low point of
God.
my 2020. And
What?
yeah, and it was just the stress. It was just the stress of the job.
Yo, so let me ask you. Like, you feel as like you put that pressure on yourself as a man, or was it like because yo, I hearing that and what you saying,
Hmm.
it making sense. I can see how you'd feel like yo, I have a
Hmm.
child coming, boy, I have to provide and whatnot. But like no one was actively putting that pressure on you.
Yes, yes and no. I mean, you know, as a family, we've had discussions about potentially higher earning opportunities elsewhere, rather than sitting here waiting to try and get them to nominate me to take this commission exam for me to get a promotion,
Okay.
and then I can branch out. So as a family, we'd had some conversations. I mean, not necessarily pressure on me, but that's always something that lingers in the back of your
Back
mind
of your
that
mind.
Mm-hmm.
if we're having this conversation, clearly she doesn't think that it's gonna support what we need going forward. And I agree 100% on if our household was like a one income household based on mine only, like we would definitely be check to check. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and we've made cutbacks in a lot of areas already. And that's just the name of the game at this point. I chose security of employment over chasing dollars, and
Yeah.
I think 2020 showed that that was probably the
That
right
was
way
a
to
smart
go.
move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
because I never stopped working. I mean, we already had the capabilities of working from home. That transition was seamless. Um, so that wasn't an issue in terms of the technological hurdles that other people had to climb to get their companies
Mhm.
home ready. Um, but yeah, no, but I don't, I feel like definitely as a man we always put the pressure on our own backs, bro. Like we didn't get married until I got this job. You know what I mean? Like I there's
And that
always that
wait, and that was
sense.
like your choice kind of thing. Like, yo, I have to
Mm-hmm.
have the job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
100%. I can't want to have a wedding, and
you can't pay for it.
yeah, or well, I mean, the parents still paid for it. They did that,
But
so I was
I
happy
get
about
what you're
that.
saying.
But yeah,
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 no, yeah.
yeah, you can't wanna say, through sickness, and you can't go through your vows and not be able to uphold them, both
Mm-hmm.
spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially at this point,
Oh
because
boy, that's deep.
you're merging into a union here, not just on I do's, but
Yeah,
yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
our taxes are now combined, our incomes are now combined, we have our joint accounts, car loans, all of those things. Like
it's
you
like we
need to,
won,
you
so
need
I'm making sure I holding up my end and I bringing some to the table.
exactly, yeah, you definitely need to have that, and I felt that was my personal check mark for getting married. I mean, she'll always you know uh like take a jab at me when we're talking to people, like, oh yeah, it only took him like 10 to 12 years, and I'm like, yeah, but you knew I
Boy,
wasn't going anywhere after like the third year anyway, so shut up.
if you
Don't.
taking a job, boy, again, shots.
Yeah, dog, trust, like, yeah, you were definitely in it just as longer than I was, in fact, so
Again, shots.
yeah, yeah,
But
but but
no,
but
but you
from
see what
that
you
you
say there?
understand.
Yeah, because it was. I don't know necessarily about like, well, yeah, a job, but I feel like I wanted to be at a certain place in my life
Yeah,
to do something like that. And for me, like early on, I wasn't there yet. Like,
yeah, I agree.
so yeah. No, what you saying
Yeah,
make it
I
now?
mean,
Yeah.
no. Before I got this job, I was doing my master's degree in finance, because during my undergrad I found out I had a knack for numbers. So that's how I ended up doing my finance masters at FIU. And while I was there, I was working two minimum wage jobs. I was working like basically a marketing job at Victoria Mutual Building Society. That's a Jamaica mutual. They had an office here. And then I was um, coaching a master's swim program at Nova Southeastern University. So,
Mm-hmm.
those were hourly paid $12, $14 an hour jobs. And I was up at 5 a.m. to get to my
Shit.
master's swimming at 5:30. And then I went to the Victoria Mutual job between that time and 4 o'clock. And then I went to class. And then from class, I went back to coach the night shift at Nova. And
Dog,
that wasn't that, I was
Tough
making,
times.
yeah, I was making some money. I wasn't sleeping. I would literally just sleep Sunday. Like Sunday was a lost day for me. I would just sleep on Sundays. And then I got the job, and I was like, okay, now I feel comfortable to start making the moves that I want to start making. And yeah, that's where we are today.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense. So let's pivot a little bit from things
The
that stress
deepness.
us. Yeah.
yeah, the things that's stressing us. Yeah.
100%. Let's go.
What y'all do, guys, to release that stress now?
Oh, well, you all
we've
know.
been we've been there talking of toys.
No,
Well, Danny, there are many categories of toys, sir.
boy.
Guys' toys. Guys'
Guys'
toys.
toys. Okay, okay, we'll keep it guys' toys.
First of all, I want to say I don't know why, but the hobbies, the things I pick up as stress reliefs, for some reason, they're very fucking expensive.
Oh,
Right?
100%.
Tell me why
100%.
I decide I like sim racing. So now I
Yeah.
have to buy the wheel, the
Mm-hmm.
base, the
Mm-hmm.
pedals.
Mm-hmm.
I have to
Mm-hmm.
buy new monitors now,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
for the PC that I just built.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just on and on. But here's the thing, that shit brings me joy, man.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Oh
for
yeah.
me is
Yep.
and for me is video games. Like Anushka is freak out, like, yo, you spend all day at work on the computer and you literally just turn
How
your
do you
chair in
go
the other
back to
direction and go on your other computer. I'm like, because what I'm doing here have
I
nothing to do with what was
enjoy?
over there.
Exactly.
The,
It is a complete switch of mental. That's the hard switch, dog.
right?
That's the hard switch of completely different mental headspace to
That's a
go from
whole
one to the
different
other.
Yep.
world here. The
Mhm.
Very
cursing
much
I
so.
doing in front of this one is different
Mhm.
from the cursing I was doing in front of the other one.
100%.
Because the cursing in front of the other one is related to people doing dumb things,
Mhm.
not the way I say to do it,
Mhm.
and whatnot. The curse I do in here is because someone killed me in a way that I shouldn't have died.
Exactly. Oh,
Right?
sorry.
Like that is video games and TV for me. Like honestly, like that, like I chill, I watch TV, I listen to mad podcasts, yo. Like It's crazy the number of podcasts I listen to. Except mine. I don't listen to my own podcast. I don't like hearing my voice.
I'm pretty sure you're tired of listening to it like after you edit the damn thing for 2-3
Bro,
hours
I hate
afterwards.
hearing my voice. But yeah, like I like so when we before the pandemic, like when it'll be like you have to go into work and whatnot,
Mhm.
I feel like I did way less. And I probably said this on the podcast already, but for me, it was like, wake up, go to work,
Mhm.
to talk to Anushka for the entire day
Mhm.
until I come back from work
Yeah.
and she does her long drive and gets home, and
Mhm.
then maybe spend time with her for maybe like an hour, 2 hours, because she has to go to sleep early to wake up early to make that long drive. So then after that, like I'm just chilling and maybe play a little video games or a little bit or watch some TV, fall asleep watching TV to go to work. Yo, now I actually have time to do things. Like I can spend actual time with Anushka. Be it we just sit and talk, or like earlier we were outside there trying because she wants to do a little home improvement project. So we outside there laying some bricks because she wants to see how it's going to look because she wants to extend the patio kind of thing. Like I can do these things now, and like I have time in the day to do anything I want because I'm working from home now. So like
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, the pandemic like really helped with like the whole like stress level thing for me. Like I feel like I've been the happiest I've ever been. Like
Nice.
people had bad 2020s, and I don't
Mhm.
want to be the one who say, but yo, 2020 was my year, dog. Like
Yeah. No, I think besides my whole episode there right before the baby came, those couple months were probably the most stressful. I feel like all prior to that and then after that, when I took the little bit of leave and then I went back to work, I kind of got into the headspace of, bro, just it's work. You shut it off, and just be done with it. And I think that's been working a lot better for me moving forward. Especially like I took 5 weeks off for Christmas. I was like, you know what, Doug, I'm just gonna burn through this leave that I've been accumulating. I need it, and that works so much better. Like this year has been a much better year in terms of just my headspace. It's been a blessing. But I feel you on like the whole just relationship situation. Like I'm not ashamed to say it. I rewatched the entire Vampire Diaries and Originals of Crystal from season one, bro. We
my
went through
dog.
that
Yeah.
every night, and
Yo, yo,
I
yo, yo.
I hated it the first time I watched it,
Yo,
but like watching it again, I was like, oh, these shows weren't actually that
I
bad.
feel the
I
same thing.
I just had like the Twilight disgust just baked into my soul, and I just
Hey,
was prejudiced against it the first
Downton
time
Abbey
around.
was our jam. Downton
Oh,
Abbey, that was our thing.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out Bates,
I
oh yeah,
definitely understand where you
Bates is
guys
my number
coming
one,
from.
bro.
And Danny, what you doing? How are you relieving the stress? What you have going on, dog? Are
So,
you stressed? Being on the island,
like,
going to the
yeah,
beach.
well, like you guys, when the pandemic, life was like island life before. I was in
Mm-hmm.
consultancy, I was trying to go back to the US to work, and then the pandemic hit. So I was still doing consultancy, but suddenly, like, I couldn't even go to Barbados to get papers. I definitely couldn't go to the
Yeah, all
US.
of that stuff shut down.
Yeah, so I was like working on websites, and the consultancy was doing like 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. at night. So eventually,
Mm-hmm.
like, I started putting like a time limit on things. Like, even though I home like 8 to 4, let's go with that. And then after that, join you and the guys online, Destiny
Mm-hmm.
to Division, whatever we were
GTA,
playing, GTA,
yeah,
WoW, Diablo, whatever we were having fun in,
Yeah,
relieve
man.
stress. Then it came to the point I was like, I don't want to continue doing this on my laptop. And I don't really want to invest a lot in my PS4. So let
Mm-hmm.
me
so now
build a
you have to
desktop.
build.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yep.
let me build a desktop. It'll be fun. I relieve some stress. Let me get free monitors, build a powerful desktop, and then I can play game and as well as edit and do everything I need to do. Work all in one.
Mm-hmm.
Build a desktop. Love that feeling so much. Kicker now, you can't build a desktop every month. So
That's
how do
true.
you get that feeling of building a
every month.
desktop as often as you can? Start looking into cars.
Mm.
My other expensive hobby,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, okay, if I get a car that ticks all these boxes, I'll take the plunge. I've been working hard. I have a bit in savings. If I get something that's under a certain price, rear-wheel drive, manual,
Project.
yeah, 2
That's
doors,
what to think on.
we're taking that. And we're tinkering on it. At least then we can give our eyes a break from the TV screen, the computer screen, and we can do some manual labor, take a
There you go.
drive, wrench on something, do something manual
Yeah.
and not brain intensive. So finally I find something and just like, yes, this is what I've been missing in life. That feeling of like building a computer over the course of like a couple of days, just compress it like canned tuna fish, right? But with a spring, right? And then put that into like a 30-minute drive. And that's
just
the
release.
feeling when, oh my God.
Yeah, bro.
I was driving that car and I almost burst into tears the first time because I was just like, my word, this is what joy feels like. Like, I
That's
have
what
not been
you're
happy
missing.
in so long. There was a video I did and like I was like literally shouting. I was like, wow, my God, this is so much
he
fun.
was laughing like a little schoolgirl.
No, yeah, I remember that video.
Yeah, like a little
And I was just like,
schoolgirl.
I was nearly in tears. Like I like my eyes were getting damp. I was like, wow, this is fun. This is fun. And since then, it's just like, I don't know, like my whole mindset has just changed. Like nothing even bothers me as much anymore. Like I just like feel so much more grounded. And just
Like,
sometimes you need that little thing to just kind of bring you back to center. And
right
that was
there. That's
definitely
it,
it.
Danny. Like sometimes, like people may think like, oh, why grown men you're still playing video games, you're still doing whatever. But yo, that shit that's like center us, like just bring us
It
back.
100%
Like
does.
it gives you a chance to just like clear your mind of like all the things that you have going on in life that bothering you, and just focus on something mindless for a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit.
Oh
Just
yeah.
give you
I
a
mean,
fresh perspective.
I invest like I have to say I'm a little ashamed of myself as a claimer to PC Master Race. My PC is on the verge of obsolescence, but
Nah,
it
that
is
happens. Don't worry,
it
you
yeah.
come back strong. Trust
Yeah,
me.
no, for sure. But like, I still take joy in the cleaning process. Like maintenance is that's my joy in between builds is the maintenance
Bro,
of it, like putting it back
yes,
together. I I have never been I have never been so focused and terrified at the same time than the first time I put on the liquid metal um
I know thermal
thermal
paste.
contact.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. Yo, my hands were sweating so much because I was like, bro, if you get this on your board, like you can't get it off, right? Like you're gonna be screwed.
first of all, if you get on your board, just throw it all out.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
if you turn that board on with that liquid metal on there,
E-
it's gonna short.
exactly. At that point, I was like googling and checking like online for a new board just in case. I was like, all right, cool. I have like 3 options that'll work with my setup.
If
I'm
I
good.
break it, yeah.
Yeah. Yo, no, but I totally get y'all on that. In fact, this might be the year that I put together a new PC. I mean, but the one thing I realize is that we may actually cure COVID before the 3090s come back in stock. So um, I'll I'll probably have to settle for a 3080.
Oh
If you
gosh.
can find one.
Exactly. I might have to stab somebody or rob a house.
Yeah.
All options are open at this point.
Just
But
make
no,
sure it's not scalper.
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'll find one of them that has like 10 boxes in his cupboard, and I'll burn his house down too,
Um
bastards.
um
Yeah, I was just
I
about
I
to say you're not missing out on the build because literally very few people can
You
find
can find it.
the
Yeah.
processor and
I
the
mean, if you
graphics card
really
they
want
want.
one, I can get you one. Me and a associate and a little bot thing. We're doing our own
Associate.
Oh, an
stamping.
associate, huh?
We're doing
That
some
just sound like Grand
stamping
Theft
of
Auto
our own,
missions.
but
100%.
yeah. But so may say how y'all balancing, like, okay, y'all have all them toys,
Hmm.
your little hobbies and things. How y'all balancing that, with adult life? Because trust me, it can be sometimes you hop in them things and you can become real consumed there
Hmm.
to the point that it's happened to me. Sometimes I call the whole weekend, I do absolutely nothing but play game. And
Hmm.
it's like, wow, boy, I will do nothing at all this weekend. Nothing productive. So, like, how do you balance it out?
what's worked for me? Boy, that for all of y'all out there that are not married yet, this is a preview to married life. You have to ensure, and having a kid, you have to ensure that it's not just work at this point. It's your significant other, it's
Other,
your child, and
talk
what
to
you have
them.
to, yeah, what you have to make sure is that you prioritize them during the points in time where you were not thinking about playing game. And then the moments you know you want to have like a proper session, or the boys are like, yo, we getting it in this weekend. You see that Monday through Friday before Saturday hits,
All them.
you have to make sure that you put the time in for them there.
Yeah.
So it's like, babe, let's go out to eat. Um, I'm gonna take care of Arya tonight. Don't worry. I will feed her. I will bathe her. I will put her to bed. You go ahead and just watch whatever you want to watch. That's the kind of things that you plug in. So after I'm finished on like a Saturday or Sunday morning screaming at Arsenal for losing another game this season, god
I'm
damn
not
it.
watching them. I stopped putting myself through
Um
that already. I talked to you about
yeah,
that already.
I
Yeah.
know, I know. I'm a fool that still bleeds red,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
you
for
still
London.
doing that. I tell you, I love myself too much
Yeah, yeah.
subject myself to that, you know.
Yeah, so
I
I
want
screw
better for you, Jolo. I want
I
better
know,
for
dog.
you.
I know. I want better for myself. I just that is my cocaine. Watching these fools
Over
just
and
destroy my
over
expectations every
again.
season. But I'm always the idiot who says they'll be better next season. So I'm gonna stick with that motto. They'll be better next season, and we'll see where
Uh,
they go. They still have a chance to win um, the Europa League. So we'll see. That match is tomorrow in the semi-final against
yeah.
Villarreal. We'll see how that works out.
Oh
But
boy.
yeah, so I mean that's what you do. You plan out your time frames on the days that you don't think you're gonna have one of those sessions. And then when the time comes, you're like, all right, babe, I'm gonna do a session with the boys for maybe a couple hours, 3 hours, maybe. Sometimes it ends up being 6 or 7, but you know,
Yeah. Who's counting?
yeah, who's counting at that point? And at that point she genuinely says like, I know you needed that, that's why I didn't bother you.
Yeah.
But there's certain
Yeah.
things like I'll still be like, we'll take a break and I'll be like, you need help with this or that. Like I know there's still certain things that she doesn't
That
feel
you yeah.
comfortable, doing by herself. Especially with the baby. It's like, come help me give her a bath in the tub. It's
Yeah,
a
I
big tub.
feel like that is the thing, what you say there, and that's the key, is like you have to learn how to just manage it and juggle it.
Yeah,
Yep.
Be aware of
Balance.
what you have going on and just try and balance it in some way.
yeah,
Like I know them things can be a little consuming. You sit down and you mad relax, you're having fun with the boys, you're laughing,
hmm
you're gaming away, and time just fly like crazy when you're doing that. But sometimes you have to just like, yo, Missy, I have to step away. I have to go and hang out with the wife, that kind of thing,
yeah,
you know?
hundred
Like
percent.
even when I do it, like most of the times, like if I know I go to play a game after work, when I finish, as soon as I finish work, I go and call out to finish. Just hang
hmm
out.
hmm
Even if we watch TV, we watch something, we talk. I ask her, yo, how's your day? That kind of stuff and whatnot. And even when I do go and play, like even while I play, sometimes I randomly like take a break and still go down and just like check her, like, yo, you good? Like
Exactly,
whatever kind of thing. So yeah,
exactly.
and like I know my wife, like most of the times by like 10:30, 11 o'clock, Anushka knocking out already. So I
Right.
know once that done, like I can be up to what time forming the ass on the internet playing video games doing what I want. So
Yeah. As long as you get up the next morning and you do the shit you have to do to get through the day. I mean,
which I do. Like
exactly,
by 7:10, I up and I at my laptop.
exactly.
Going. Yeah.
Done. And
Yeah.
that's how you balance that out, bro. That's exactly how you balance that out.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's funny? Like we were having this conversation, and like I stopped and I thought about it. Like I don't remember my parents doing things like that. Like like the whole hobby relaxing type thing.
Uh huh.
Like when I think about it, like I remember my dad like working and like, well, I take that back. Maybe what I thought was work for him was probably
Was
his
his hobby.
relaxing thing, because like for him, I feel it's like going to his farm,
hmm
going on his farm and farming. And to me, like yo, like just so you go in the hot sun, cutting bananas, digging all kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
but that's his zen.
that was the
That's
man Zen.
his
Now that I think about it,
hmm
yeah.
good
So
vibe.
I
Yeah.
guess
Everybody have to find
as
what works for them.
Yeah.
yeah, and I feel like as time has gone on, like what worked has changed.
Agreed. 100%.
Yeah.
Definitely that.
What
Definitely that.
one thing I realized that brought me like zen was last Christmas when we went home. I was in quarantine, obviously, and Krista's mom has a pool at her house. I got in the pool and I swam for an hour and a half one day,
And you know
and
what's funny?
I have no
That was
idea where
your
the time
thing.
went. Yeah, but I hadn't been in a pool in so well, obviously I hadn't been in the pool since quarantine, but even prior to that, I had not been in a pool for a very long time before that. It must have been almost 2 years or a year and a half.
Life
Yeah,
happened, and now you find yourself you can't go in the pool. I know what
yeah,
you're talking about,
yeah.
because I remember before we moved to the house, I found out that the gym we went to had like a tennis league, a doubles tennis
Oh
league. And
man.
I would go play doubles every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And like I forgot how much I loved tennis until I
Hmm.
started doing that again. I was like, like, why have I not been playing? And
Yeah,
then now quarantine hit, we move, we're in a house. The gym is like mad far away. We cancel our membership. Like, I don't really play tennis, but like just talking about it is like, like, why don't I just go out and like find a place to play
yeah,
type
a
thing?
100%, 100%. Now it's a little easier. I mean, people are starting to get vaccinated. These places are reopening. They're still adhering to their social distancing rules, hopefully. So, it's easier to do that now. I still don't know. Like one thing I know, I'm probably being like a Karen right now, but one thing one thing I'm still a little uncertain of is like pools and COVID.
Bro,
Like
that's not being a
I
Karen. That's you are being a, how can I put this? You're being a logical Caribbean person.
yeah,
Because
I
I
mean,
feel the same way.
yeah.
And the reason why I feel that way is because I know certain people are not the same way that we are about hygiene.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Very much so.
I didn't
Enough.
know. I was
Hopefully,
trying to say it in a good way, but like,
Enough
diplomatically
yeah,
said.
said.
yeah. So I
They know who
understand why
they
you
are.
feel that way about a pool right
Yeah.
now. Even before COVID, I felt that way about a pool.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah,
Yeah. And you can't wear a mask in the pool,
no,
and
right?
I don't feel like wearing a mask to get out of a pool to go to a locker room is something that people are going to be doing either. So it's yeah. I just haven't gone back. And that's one thing. But I'm traveling home soon, so I bought a new stretch cord so I could use in the pool.
Okay, okay.
Anybody who's looking to work out and they don't have like a lap pool, by all means go on Amazon. Just look for a pool stretch cord, and yeah, stationary swimming. Just
Yeah.
put the rotations in. That thing is that really helped me out when I went home. That was a good mind clearer there.
So, guys, what do y'all have to say to the people who want us to put the toys away, for lack of better words? The people are like, oh, y'all need to put that away, and
Man,
adult, grow up. What y'all have to say for these people?
I'm not homeless or jobless, so why?
It's like,
Exactly.
uh,
That's yeah. That's
yeah,
I
your
exactly
mean,
hobby
that.
not negatively impacting your
yeah.
life.
I mean, I think I'll have to confirm with my wife, but I think I'm happily married.
Yeah, no, I think I'm happily married too,
There you
right?
go.
Like,
There
you
you
know,
go.
my
If
my hobbies not negatively impacting my
No,
relationship.
nah, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, no, I feel like the people that say these things, they've lost their joy, man. Or
Yep.
they just always took life too seriously. I mean, I would not be the person I am today, and I definitely wouldn't have been the person I was 10 years ago or 15 years ago for that matter,
Without
i-
them things.
without those things, bro. I
Yeah,
mean, swimming is an expensive sport to take on. I mean, pool fees, equipment, traveling, like that was
Yep.
expensive. I thank my parents, my grandmother every day, rest her soul for putting up with me and not wanting to work out to do my morning sessions. But it paid off in the end. Those were
Mhm.
some character building things. I got to see the world. Um, she helped me. My grandmother helped me build my first PC ever.
Nice.
I even had the blue acrylic clear case, bro. That thing was so fire with my first setup. I'll never forget that. But I mean, it's those, and that built relationships too. Um, hanging out with you guys and understanding more about, the technicalities of these builds and how far you could take it.
Yeah.
Us jumping on, and one thing they always wanna quote. This is definitely a Karen move. I can say this with a fact. They always want to quote, you know, oh, video games are violent, or they don't add any value.
What?
You're just wasting time. Yo, I have learned more about strategizing, inventory management,
Okay.
workflow,
Bargaining.
bargaining, bartering,
eh,
economies. Yo, come on, man.
But
Yeah,
it's
man.
not even that alone. Like, let me give you a prime example of like things like I just learned from like video games, and let's just say let's be on the
Hmm.
internet. We were watching Without Remorse. That's a new movie of Michael B. Jordan on Amazon, right?
Hmm.
And there was a scene. I'm not trying to spoil for anyone. There was a scene,
Spoiler alert,
and
skip ahead
no,
10
no, no. I'm not going
seconds.
to say exactly what happened. There's a scene, something
Uh-huh.
was going to happen, and I said, my sister and Anushka were watching with me, and I was like, yo, if it was me in that situation, I would do X, Y, and Z, whatever, whatever,
That's
whatever.
exactly what he
And
did.
so said, so that's exactly what he did. And they're like,
Yep.
yo, how you know that? I'm like, yo, well, like all
Video
the video
games,
games I
bitches.
play, like, yeah, like that's what you do in a video game to get out of X, Y, and Z situation.
Exactly.
Like, like you learn a lot from them things. So it have
Yep.
its value, and like you touch on something, Julu, the relationships you make, because of the video games I play. Let me just use like the major one I play, World of Warcraft, for example.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can tell you right now, I have friends in Australia, in New
Mm-hmm.
Zealand,
Mm-hmm.
in Canada. I have friends all over the world
Yeah.
just because of that one video game. Like friends are literally like messaging me like, yo, happy birthday, whatever, whatever type. Not just like yo, I talk to them like once a week on a video game. I actively talk to
No.
these people.
Yeah, these people start to shout you out, dog. Like hopefully in a post-COVID restricted world, you could say, "Yo, I'm planning a major trip to Australia. Should I come to your
You
city?" And
say
then boom.
hopefully, bro. One of them is literally in 3 weeks, he's
Hmm.
moving from Phoenix to Texas
Oh,
with
there
his
you go.
wife,
There
and
you
they
go.
want to meet me.
Yeah.
Like
Where
it's
Ooh.
crazy.
Facebook can't do that. you know?
Exactly.
No, I 100% agree, dog. Like I met I met so many people through like online gaming, like World of Warcraft, even some of the more casual ones. Like it's just crazy the network of people that you can end up finding sometimes.
But
Yes.
here's the thing, I think people. One of the things I've realized, a lot of the people who like have a problem, like, oh, why are you still playing video games and whatnot, that kind of thing, and I try and diss nobody or cause no issue and whatnot, and we said like some of them they take life seriously and whatnot, but
Hmm.
you know what it is also, some of these people don't actually have like proper actual hobbies.
Yeah,
Like
they
some
work,
of
they
these
go
people,
home. That's it.
yeah, like when you have a hobby, something you enjoy doing,
Hmm.
like it's a no scene like you want to do it, and especially when you see you have a significant that's supporting you in that hobby,
Yeah,
Hmm.
dog. Like why not? So it's
hundred
like
percent.
when I hear people say like, oh, when somebody's been when they like you how old and you're on a video game, blah blah blah, whatever, whatever. It's like, bro,
I
like
always laugh at these like hot takes by people online. Like you're too old to be
dog.
watching anime. You're too old to be
Hot
watching
Uh
take.
cartoons. You're too old to be into Star Wars.
Yo, when I hear
You're
people
too
say you're
old
too
to
old to
be
be watching
playing.
anime, I just say they're mad because they can't read subtitles really fast.
can't
Sounds
multitask,
about
bro.
right. Sounds about right. You're too old
Eh?
to be playing video games and building computers, and I'm like,
Why?
whoa, are we too old? Now tell me, where is your husband of 5 to 10 years, and why is he still at work with his secretary?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. You see, if he had a nice hobby, maybe
Mm-hmm.
he'd be at home with you and the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe he'd be
Mm-hmm.
making a drone, building a computer, wrenching on his car. At least then you'd know he's 5 feet away.
Not
Exactly.
Versus
in them
where
streets.
he's exactly.
Yeah, exactly. No, I totally agree with that, dog. It's you know the perfect analogy for that is the person that comes up to a smoker and says, how many cigarettes you smoke a day? Like, and they do the math, and you're like, oh, if how long have you been smoking? 5 years? Oh, if you didn't smoke for 5 years, you would have had a Ferrari. And it's like, bitch, then where's your Ferrari? Because you don't smoke. So
Exactly.
why are you getting on
Exactly.
me? It's just because I do something that you don't do or you don't understand it that it's automatically like, oh, you're a grown man. Stop doing that.
That's the
It's
thing.
like,
And
no,
is the don't understand it. I think that
yeah,
really gets them. Like they
yeah,
don't understand, how you can just do that and whatever. It's like, bro, it's my place. It's my sanctuary. That's why I go. When I in
Yeah.
here, when I doing what I doing, when I making it do what it do, like
mm-hmm,
they are nothing bothering me. In here,
nope.
I'm the boss. I'm 100% the boss. Everything goes. It goes exactly how I want it to go.
And
If it
even if it
doesn't go that
doesn't,
way, it's because I made a mistake and I
exactly,
can correct.
exactly. It's not life or death. At least in IRL, it's not life or death. But sometimes
Yep.
it's
In the
life or
video
death in
game,
the game.
even there, they have a restart. You can restart, dog.
It's true.
And
It's true.
in the grand scheme of things, like the funds we spend on that is not like anything compared to like
Bro.
if a woman gets her nails done every month or every week
Oh hell
or
no, that's not even
hair.
comparable, bro.
Yeah, yeah, like I'm looking at the cost of a PS5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pay 400, 399, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you buy digital, right? Yeah, three ninety
Yeah.
nine digital. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
Even though
trying
you
to be
buy the more expensive one at 499,
yeah.
500 for the year, you buy a couple of games. Let's say you reach 700. How
right.
much
Yeah.
does it cost a woman to change her nails once a month for the entire year? You are $1,200 at least.
Exactly. Imagine if she does
Wait,
a full makeover on her
wait.
hair.
You said twelve
Sometimes they
hundred
rack up what
dollars?
$300, $400 a pop. That's a PS4. That's a
Yep.
PS5.
What?
E- exactly.
What?
Yeah.
Like
Yo, no,
the
no. You
weave some
say
women
that.
are investing in are north of a grand.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
hey,
Gotta
yo,
get that
guys,
natural look,
guys,
bro.
guys. But they will tell you, they want to look good. They want to feel good. That's for them to look good and feel good.
Exactly. So let
That's what my
us
video games do.
let us
Okay,
do that
I
for
glad I
ourselves.
just want to make y'all say it. I didn't want to be the one to say it. And
No.
I don't know listener to feel like this is us like bashing anybody or anything. We're just
No.
talking about, where we at in life, the toys, the things that we using to, stress relief. And how
Exactly.
we balancing using them things and whatnot. Cause I mean, as adults, like doing this adulting thing, married in a relationship, have children, like that shit can be stressful, dog. Like
Yep.
people
Oh yeah.
don't people try and make it seem like, oh, it's all fun and games, it's all nice, and it's roses and butterflies. Like that shit
Hell
can be
no.
stressful, dog.
Bro, I lost Aria was the best workout plan, dog. I lost weight.
Okay.
I lost weight in like the last the last trimester, and then like when she was born, like the first 2 months, I lost like 12 pounds. I mean, I live
Damn.
in I granted, I have to put it out there. I live in a three-story townhouse, so it's a lot of fucking stairs to climb. Um, but I mean, it's not easy, dog. It's not just like the physical toll it took on me just during that time frame. Helping Crystal out and then taking care of the baby. Yo, you ain't got time to eat. You ain't got time to do a lot of things. Like we would spend the entire day just taking care of her. I would somehow do some work in between there,
In between, yeah.
and then I would end up doing work from like 7 to 9. At that point, Crystal's washing bottles. I'm also changing over laundry loads. Like, nah, dog, it's not all rainbows and butterflies. And
And
and then
and
and then somehow you find an hour or two to squeeze in, game. And I'm not saying that like I don't enjoy the other aspects of my life. Like I love my wife, and I will do anything for her
Sometimes you,
and
as
my
a man,
kid.
you just need some time by yourself, though.
You do. You 100%. You
Like
hit it on the
you
head.
have
Big
you have
facts.
nothing wrong saying that. Sometimes you just need time by yourself. Be
Yeah.
it that you just sit there and you read a book, or you stare off into space, or you watch YouTube on your phone. Sometimes you just need your you time. That's when
Hmm.
you, in your own head, you thinking of whatever or you just not thinking at all. No, I get what you're saying
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and like I say, like not bashing anybody because from what you saying
Mm.
there, if it's so stressful on you, I can only imagine what it was like on Crystal.
Oh, 100%. Like, oh
That's
man,
why I believe like everybody, both sides, man and woman, they need their little hobbies, a little stress relief. If it's stressful on
100%.
you, I can only imagine what it was on her.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's again not not a sexist thing or anything or masculinity situation, but I had to be this I had to be the stronger of the two because I knew how much she was going through. I couldn't be the one breaking down and shutting down and leaving her alone in it. You know
That's
what
why
I
you
mean?
have to go to
Yeah.
Publix and do it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, bro. That's exactly what it was. And you have to come back beaming like a motherfucker, like you
Like
just,
it never happened.
yeah, bro. It's like, oh, babe, by the way, I got you some this and some chocolate, and there were some nice flowers, you had to come back like, it was a
Yeah, you
regular
have to be
day at the
strong for her.
supermarket.
You have to be
Yeah,
strong for her so she can be strong too. Bro.
yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, we spoke about all of this, after the fact. The hard times in terms of emotionally downing,
You
the
told
hard
about
times
Publix?
in terms of, oh yeah, yeah, I told her
What
about
you said when you
Publix.
told about Publix? Like,
I
I
just
don't
I
know.
just said I was fucked up and I just broke down, and that's probably why it took so long to get the couple items I went for. So that extra
But we
15
all good
minutes.
now.
No, we're all good now, 100%. No, but I mean, we spoke about this like recently, like just months after, and we even it was funny. We even spoke about like, after Arya was born, there was some couple hot moments, and it was funny. We sat down the right after we got back from Christmas, and it was like, how many times I was like ready to tell you to go fuck yourself, like.
Jeez.
I was on the verge of saying it. Like, this is what she's saying to me.
Jeez.
I'm telling her, you have no idea. Every time I turned around when we had an argument, I was saying it 100%. And we laughed about it at the end because we knew in the moment
It was a stress.
it was a stress. But we also knew in the moment that we couldn't let it get to that point because then nothing would have happened. It would have been
Boy.
a complete breakdown. It would have been anarchy in the streets, burning flags, all that shit. So
Yeah.
we sat and we laughed about it afterwards because we knew at the end of the day we work ourselves out, and we got back to a place of
Yeah,
good.
you make it work and y'all get back together and whatnot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And people need to understand that sometimes video games is what we need to do that, or driving our cars at 90 down the stretch like Danny was loving in his video. You know what I mean? Like we we
Or
we need
spending
these
thousands
things.
of dollars on sim racing equipment and all that stuff.
Exactly. Dog, I bought 3 TVs during COVID, dog.
Dog,
I mounted all of them on the walls too. That shit cost me thousands, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm
I
very
sat
happy.
down and I've realized I have some expensive hobbies. I need
Oh
to,
yeah.
maybe I need to pick up like Sudoku or something. You
Nah,
know,
dog.
I feel that might
Sudoku
be a
is
little cheaper
n-
because
I mean, sure. I do
after that,
Sudoku, but I mean, it's
after that, just last week, I messaged him. Oh, you know anybody that want to buy a sim racing wheelbase? Because they're going to release a new one, and I want that new one.
so
Like
you're trying
that.
to sell off the old one.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
You know, boy.
No, I send my shit to St. Lucia. I think that's the easiest way to make it to
Yeah.
make something back on it that makes sense. Like cell phones, PC parts. I just send that for my cousin. Shout out
I
Sean.
I go like at the end of the day, boy. People think like is we have to be man, macho, strong. You know,
Hell no.
look. Sometimes we just be weak.
Hell
Sometimes we just
yeah.
have to cry in the public parking lot.
Yeah, dog. I trust me.
Yeah, boy.
It's necessary. It is 100% necessary.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's tears of joy while you put the vehicle into third gear and
No,
have
yeah,
a
no.
goddamn life.
Exactly.
Sometimes the release
Exactly.
is you had
Exactly.
all that stress and like you're doing that one thing that you love and it's just like like here boy in a place of
Yeah,
zen.
yeah. All the
Boy,
stress
Yeah.
zen.
just come out
Yeah.
some way or some form.
And it's not that you don't like your significant other, you don't love your significant other, but it's just that that's that thing that you need for yourself
Yo,
outside of them.
yeah, no, the most profound thing that I've ever heard is that you are born alone and you will die alone.
Boy,
That is the
facts,
ultimate fact of life.
facts.
And that is inevitability as well. So at the end of the day, you know, y- it'll always sound selfish, but you always have to look out for yourself first. Because if you die, how many people are you then letting down? If you didn't take care of
Boy.
yourself first and foremost, you
Whew,
know? So at the end of the day,
perspective right there.
yeah, no, at the end of the day, you have to look out for yourself and you have to find somebody that understands that. Or if you're single, for all the single people out there, you also have to find you also have to realize that change you will always change as you grow. That's an inevitability of life, you know.
Inevitable boy.
But at
Nothing.
the end,
The only thing guaranteed and constant is death and taxes, my G.
exactly,
Yep.
and so there's certain core elements of yourself that will not change. If I hear a soca
Mm-hmm.
song, I am a Jumit. That is
Done.
just automatic.
Fact of life.
I find a random bum bum, I whine on it, or I whine in front of it, so they grind on me, my leg up, my head down, I'm twerking. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter, dog. That's what happens when soca music plays. You know, that is a fact of my life, especially when there's alcohol involved. It gets worse. So, but at the end of the day, like you have lines that you draw and you understand that, okay, I did that at the party on Saturday. I definitely need to sober up and spend the Sunday with my wife, and then I need to get back to my work on Monday morning. And that's the
Exactly.
balance, you establish. But at the end of the day, another thing that I heard, and I believe it's Will Smith that said this. That's where I heard it from. I heard it from him. I don't know if he took it from somebody else. But for the single people out there looking for a relationship, you are not responsible for anybody's happiness but yourself.
Dog.
And let
Dog.
that sink in for a second. You are
Yeah,
not
yeah. No, no.
responsible for anybody's happiness but yourself, your own happiness. What you
Hmm.
need to do is your happiness. You find somebody else that who has their happiness that is compatible with yours,
And y'all come together.
and you multiply.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
You can't
multiply.
you cannot make yourself unhappy trying to make somebody else happy.
Yep.
Exactly.
And or,
Exactly.
or or how can you make somebody happy if you can't make your own self happy?
Exactly. But
Boy.
even if you can make yourself happy, why am I responsible for making you happy now? Because then that is always a job that I have to do. And the moment I don't do it, I failed you and it's a problem. Like
Exactly. Or
that's not healthy.
or you have
True.
to forgo your happiness to give them
Exactly.
theirs.
True.
Exactly.
True.
And that's not good. I mean, Crystal asks me often, like, you miss going out and party? I was like, nah, not really. You know,
Dog.
it was a phase where we were doing it every day, every night, every weekend, but at this point I don't I don't necessarily like, it's not like a craving that you miss, but you reminisce on the points and you're like, damn bro, that was a good party. I wish we could do that again. Like, it's more of the reminiscent feel of doing it with people, not necessarily just a party I want to go out. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
I
Very
know
true.
I know my life changed and I grew up when I find myself enjoying going to Lowe's and Home Depot,
Hell yeah,
looking at
bro.
appliances and things with my wife. Like
Yeah, bro.
house stuff. Like that's what we doing. Like we out here like, yeah boy, we out
Yep.
looking at this. Oh, I want these flowers for the front of the house. Like that's like so yeah, like yeah, we had fun back then. We
Yeah.
did those things, but
Yeah.
we grew up and what we do for fun it changed, but we took some of the stuff back then. We take the video games, the hobbies
Yeah.
and whatnot, but the things like the partying and whatnot, like it's already not fun to us anymore. It just is not as fun
Oh,
as before.
I
I
wouldn't
guess.
say it's not as fun. Because trust me, if we all met
No,
up
no,
right now
yes,
and we went to
yeah,
a Fed, we'd be out of
yeah,
our
you'll be
minds
good.
lost. But
Yeah,
I think it's a level of necessity that has
yeah.
changed. We don't need to go
Need
out
that.
and drink every
Yeah.
weekend. We don't need to do it anymore.
Now we need to
If
go to brunch.
exactly and get bottomless mimosas and get fucking lit that way.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I think it's more of a term of necessity because I guarantee you, if we were all together one summer, it would be just like it was 10 to 15 years ago. Oh
Someone
my
might
god,
die.
it's crazy that I'm quoting those numbers, so such large numbers to
Right?
reminisce on our years, dog.
Right?
It's starting to get to me. But yeah, no, I
Yeah,
100
definitely.
we may not reach the same level of epicness in terms of alcohol consumed or crazy shit stunts that we could pull off, but
Some
I
shit would go
definitely
down.
think, oh yeah, 100%,
I think
100%.
we'll find a new parallel level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No,
Yeah,
and
because
Danny said right.
when we were together in like 2019, I was just like, okay. So we literally just moved across. We haven't, yeah, we didn't go up, we didn't go down. We just moved across,
Right,
right?
Yeah.
exactly.
You know? Yeah.
It's
But
it's the same capacity. We just do it at a different location now, kind of thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
different,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
different clues, different
Mhm,
drinks.
mhm.
You know,
But
before
you do it on an
there would
adult
be,
level.
yeah,
You were
exactly. Before
drinking
there would be
Jaeger.
7 different alcohols in a very,
Yeah,
very large cooler. Now
yeah.
we simple 3 bottles,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
Yeah.
Three different chasers, two
mhm,
bags of ice, one small cooler, and you're good.
mhm. That's it.
Well,
That's
before
it.
you were doing tequila shots and Jaeger bombs and around. Now you're drinking like more high class. I would say high class, but more adult, mature drinks. Maybe you having
Yeah.
some wine. Maybe you having a little scotch. A little bourbon.
You know what I noticed about us growing up? The one thing that has changed is that we know when to stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't know when the off button was before.
Oh
Oh yeah.
no,
You would
Adani.
start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you would go home at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
Adani.
Now,
We didn't know when the off button was. We would push to the off button.
Mhm.
Now we stop before the off
Mhm.
we're
button.
finding everything to do. After you leave the beach,
Boy.
going by Rodney Bay. After you leave
Mhm.
Rodney Bay, find a club. After you leave
Mhm.
the club, find food. Still see
Mhm.
this strip club open on your way down.
Yeah, 100%, dog. 100%. Go town and get your cocoa tea and your bacon
Bumbo
cheese and
class,
Yep.
boy. What?
So the way I see it, all that money we're saving now, they're from not going full throttle every Saturday, every Friday for
Mhm.
weeks on end. Why not put that in a little hobby and enjoy yourself?
And there it
I
Like,
give
is.
you that.
sim racing. I sure Vunan learning how to control a car better, right?
Dog.
Video
Uh-huh.
game playing helping you. If you
Mhm.
have to build a drone, photography, all these hobbies, they bring in something to you. I have a car there.
Exactly.
If I have to sell that in the next 10 years, that I going to sell that for at least 10 times what I paid for it.
Yeah, cause you're gonna work on it throughout that entire 10
Yeah.
years. I
And
agree.
these
Say
cars you'll not be able to buy anytime soon in the future.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
the hobbies and the toys, they have a purpose in the long run. I think grounding us, making us more responsible, and keeping us home.
Oh yeah, no, trust me.
Keeping us from the streets.
No, 100%. Because the money we spending on that dog. I mean, I've I mean, I used to spend money recklessly, regardless. Like when I just started the job, it was like,
Dog.
swipe the credit card, dog. We'll pay that back on
Let me tell you
on
that,
the
eh?
income. That's
I
not
could
happening
bring
anymore.
Anushka to tell you how reckless I was with money.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad. And she'll say, I won. I say, just buy it, just buy it, just buy it.
Yeah, exactly. We have it. We
Just
can
buy
make it
it.
work.
We have it. We have that dog.
Nowadays,
Those
I don't
tests.
buy nothing unless the cash is in the account. I mean, I'll still swipe the credit card, but I'm swiping the credit card just for the points or the cash back on it
My
now.
dog, the cash in the account, and I still asking, do I actually need this?
100%. Yeah, you still have to go through the thought process.
Like, do I need I? Well, it's crazy. We can sit here talking all night
Yeah.
because, boy, when I think about it, the way that we are now versus how we were before, we have certainly matured. And granted, I feel like that's what we're supposed to do, and
Hmm.
kudos to us for doing that. But when I think about some of the things we did when we were younger, the way we were moving, bruh,
Reckless.
I'm surprised we are where we are now.
Yeah, I remember we always used to say we're donating our livers to science because there's no way they're still good after the amount of alcohol we used to
Dog.
drink.
Bro.
What?
Yeah, so I mean, cheers to life because
Hmm.
we've done the
Yeah, man.
most.
Cheers
Yeah.
to life, cheers to growing up, you know.
Yeah. So,
Adulting, next phase of adulting.
what's you guys' conclusion on like toys and being an adult?
Do what you want. Don't let somebody else rain on your parade just because they don't understand it, they can't afford it, or they don't like it. Like, if you want to watch hentai until you're 90, that is your jam.
Hey,
Do it, bro. Don't let nobody come and shame you for your posters
Don't let nobody
or
yuck your
your
yum.
or your search history. Exactly.
Yeah. And I agree with you. Look, honestly, I think it's necessary. It's necessary to keep us young at heart.
100.
Yeah. If we without them things, we just going through life doing the what we told the mandatory things, the go to work, the
Yeah.
pay the bills,
Robots.
and die. Like
Yeah.
you have to have some fun in life, and and by having and when I say have fun in life, I talk about have fun in life outside of your significant other. I don't say you're
Hmm.
not supposed to have a significant other, you're supposed to ignore them and whatnot, but you're supposed to when you got a significant other, it doesn't mean you must immediately erase your identity.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, you have to. The person got with you because they liked you for who you are and how you are. You're not supposed to change your identity. I mean,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
you make concessions and you're compromising some places, but at the end of the day, you all have to be two individuals and you have to do things that make you happy, dog.
Oh yeah. My
Outside
wife
of
knew I
that.
was a hoe.
My
She
wife know
knew.
my thing is video games. That like
Yeah.
through and through that is my thing. So she wasn't mad when I hunt down the PS5.
Yeah,
Like she
exactly.
was in fact she was pretty impressed the length I went to get one. But
Yeah,
that's
mine
my
was trying
thing.
to find one for me. So I mean, that just goes to show you, even if she hates it when I'm on it
She
for 6 hours, she's like, I want to buy you the new one because I know you. That's
that go bring
that's
you
something you
joy.
want. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I told
My
her don't
my
worry about it though,
yeah.
because I mean, I'm not pushing for it right now. But it's the thought that she would think that that is something
Dog, I have my wife
she's
out
willing
here
to
in the
do.
streets playing my Nintendo Switch now.
There
The
you
thing
go.
is Mario Kart, Just Dance. Like, as we have something we can do to like
yep.
she's partaking in my hobby now.
Mm-hmm. 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 Oh yeah, I got Crystal into that. Well, she always loved the handheld, so we legit spent a month or two. I bought a 3DS. I bought one for myself, and we were Pokemon going for
Okay, boy.
a time on
Rolling
time,
the
and
streets.
yeah, oh yeah. This, I mean, you find people that accept you for who you are, and yeah, like you said, you make
That's it, dog.
compromises across the board. That's inevitable for it to work, for both of you.
Yeah,
But at
man.
the end of the day, I don't think you should lose your identity.
Yeah,
Not at all.
You know?
And Annie,
definitely.
what's your closing words?
Life is short. I just watched the funeral service. Was it yesterday? For Samirian Josima
Oh,
Henry, that
Yeah.
was younger than us. The man
yeah,
was
Yeah,
man.
man.
28, right? And the man passed
Just
away.
yeah,
So I really not going to live my life and then, not enjoy it. So
Not do the things you
yeah,
enjoy.
I'm not going to be irresponsible, but at the same time, I'm going to do things that I enjoy and I like and the things that bring joy to my life. Because what's the point of working like a dog all your life and then
Making all that money and
yeah,
you
yeah.
you
My
can't
my
enjoy it.
granddad worked so hard all his life and in the last days the man was just in his chair watching TV. The man couldn't even go out and enjoy, take a trip,
yeah,
nothing. So enjoy life while you can.
yeah.
Like you
And
don't have to do everything all at once, but enjoy life while you can and make sure you focus on your mental happiness,
mhm.
your mental state and push
and
forward.
and
How
yeah,
go
and
ahead.
and one thing I just wanted to say as well, when you think about it, right? These are our hobbies. Who say it's not something that we will end up passing on to our kids and the
Children.
next generation? And
Exactly.
that's another thing. Like, my kid might fucking hate it, but I wanted to sit there and watch the entire 9 movies plus the standalone movies for Star Wars. Like, that is something I would want her to enjoy watching with me. Like that is something I want to pass on, you know. Um, and then it gets and
You'd
then it
want to build a
continues down the
PC with
line.
her. You'd want to build a
Exactly.
PC for a game
E-
with her.
Exactly. And these are things like, like it would bring me so much joy, if she walks into a room one day and she's like, "Daddy, can we watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy?" I might just break down and cry, bro. 100%. But at the end of the day, like these are the things that bring us joy, and it's amazing to see somebody else take joy out of it, and you teaching them and they
Yeah, man.
learning with you. So again, don't rain on nobody's parade. That might be the one thing that keeps your kid from going out and doing drugs and shit, or getting in trouble.
Yes, sir.
You could teach them how to be responsible and manage their life and work on things like that. So,
Yeah. Well, guys, this has been a nice little chat, little episode. I always enjoy when we have these little conversations, heart to heart. Men coming together. So listeners, it's been another episode of the Caribbean Millennials podcast. We're out.